passing game around Lamar Jackson, you'll see the greatest football player you've ever seen in your life.
That's what I've been saying. Thank you. That's what I've been saying.
The fact the Baltimore Ravens are stuck on this running kick, it's holding him back from maximizing his potential, and we already see what's going on. From him just out doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He's being held back from maximizing his potential due to the lack of throwing. Now, it's not Lamar's fault. It's the offensive structure. It's the offensive structure. You have to work on that passing. It's annoying. If I'm a receiver, I'm not going to Baltimore because I don't want to block 20 times a game.
Thank you.
And see, when you got Willie Snead and Sammy Watkins and all these other so receivers.
Rashad Bateman. These dudes are good.
Well, Duvernay been
Sammy was good.
He don't scare you.
But it's nobody elite. Like, give him Stephon Diggs. Throw him on the Bengals, even with the
receiver that's going to get open without you needing to throw him open.
You know what I mean? I'm waiting for that. Put him in a traditional offense. Don't have him just running the ball all the time, because now he is one real mean hit away from ending that career. Like,
but I think he's brilliant with avoiding. Even his injury he had, I believe, was from him running an open field. You know, I think he's a brilliant with avoiding that. He's not Carson Wentz. He ain't gonna sit in the pocket and extend a play and tear both of his damn ankles apart. Yeah.
Someone gonna catch you slipping. But real quick, fella, because we got the Would You Rathers, right? So that's the segment we own. And again,
real quick though, I gotta say this: if for whatever reason Tua falls off and Miami doesn't look good later on in the year, Baltimore gonna franchise tag Lamar. But I'm trying to find my way to Miami.
So that's the hot trick. Told you.
I'm trying to find my way to Miami. If I'm Lamar,
boys saying the same thing. Like, people are saying the same thing. One of my boys did that, and he was like, he should go to Miami. But would they make that move, especially with Tua?
Nah, you make that move, bro. You make that move. I'm sorry. Yeah. There's nothing Tua can do.
So if Tua balls out, and Lamar says, you know what, I want to leave and I want to go to Miami, you make that move?
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You brought KD to the Warriors.
For Baltimore, it makes sense if Tua balls out.
Yeah, but matter of fact, if people don't get this last thing, if people don't get it, guess where Lamar's from?
Florida.
He's a Florida boy.
It's his hometown. So pretty much, if you're a Miami fan, you want Tua to ball out so that way you could possibly trade him for Lamar. Is that fair?
Yeah,
well, if you're a Miami fan, you want Tua to ball out so that you can take off, and he already knows the offense. And if he pans out to be, and honestly, if you're a Miami fan, you want Tua to ball out because you want this to be a homegrown player. Because you think about who he came in, Justin Herbert, and was Burrow in that draft as well, or Trevor Lawrence?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
There was a few great quarterbacks in that draft, and they were questioning that they drafted Tua early on because he was hurt, and it didn't look like his arm was what it's supposed to be. So if Tua pans out, you feel good about that draft, right? You can brag about that. So I think they want Tua to play good and stay there and to win there as a homegrown quarterback.
Yeah, you want that. But if Lamar called, you picking up the phone. Like,
you might.
It ain't much to do with it.
Two things can be true.
Okay, so it don't matter what happened. Like, y'all just gonna move. Okay, so then, Lamar, impactful, the Bills, elite. Which one are we going with?
Then between two.
Between these two teams.
Where's the game at?
It's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore. I'll take the home team in that one.
Home team. Okay.
Home team.
So is it just
a close game though?
That's the only reason. So like in a neutral site, let's go in a neutral site.
If it's neutral,
depends on where's it at.
No, neutral.
Depends on the climate. Depends on the climate. If it's somewhere in the Midwest,
It's a sunny day where nobody getting advantage of nothing.
Man, the Baltimore got to get healthy. They can't be out there.
I'll take Baltimore by 3.
They can't be out there with rookie corners.
I'll take Baltimore. I think Baltimore has the slight coaching advantage, which, I mean, granted, when you look at their coach, I'll give them the slight coaching advantage over most coaches. I think the run game goes to Baltimore. I think they can pass enough when you have a Mark Andrews, and I mean, if Duvernay is explosive enough, still not hurt by then. But I also think Josh Allen will go off. I just don't think that they'll be able to run the ball effectively. So I think it'll take a 400-yard passing game for Josh Allen.
Okay.
Which I don't think they have that other guy on the other side like Miami has to really pick that apart, you know? So I'll say Baltimore by 3, but
I would have Baltimore.
It's a coin flip.
I will pick Baltimore in a close game because I was having this conversation with Shannon earlier. And I said, when I look at the Bills' schedule, that week 4 against Baltimore stands out to me because, again, Lamar is so damn electric that what he brings to the table can just it can't hurt you. It's almost like a Steph Curry kind of effect. Like once them threes start raining, you can't do nothing about it. Like no matter if you're behind or up on the score, once them threes are raining in Golden State, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. And Lamar kind of has that effect to where he can control the game so much that he can match that energy. It comes down to
neutralize that Buffalo defense for sure.
Baltimore's defense not looking crazy how it looked against Miami when they had, I think they had 2 rookie safeties or 2 rookie corners or something playing.
Yeah, but bro, you got Trico and Jalen Waddle. No team has that. Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
You can't have rookies out there in that case, bro. Nobody can do nothing.
Yeah,
put a rookie through hell like
Buddy was butt naked open. Like
bro, I don't understand how that's even possible.
Yeah.
The fastest man in the league by far that I've seen. How do you let him get behind?
And then one of the.
How do you not plan for that?
And Jalen Waddle is flat on check. What you got, Chris?
Even though it's my squad, and no, I'm not. No,
I was about to say he been adamant about these bills. So,
like I said,
his Ravens might not be paying the bills right now.
Well, the Bills got to lose the game this year, brother. You know
not them people in Buffalo. That's not what they're saying.
Okay.
I mean, low key.
How you feeling?
I say low key. The Bills' two toughest games is Miami on Sunday, and then a following Sunday night against Baltimore in Baltimore.
Back.
So then, who you going with? Who you going
I got a
with?
question.
One team going with.
Okay.
I gotta go with.
I got
my Ravens.
Okay. So we got a sweep for the Ravens. That's crazy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I may try to slide the Bills in there. And this has nothing to do on Lamar, but like sometimes I feel like a quarterback need a little help. I don't know if he really got it. Not like Mark Andrews, that's cool. But I saw, as a Panthers fan, we had Cam Newton and Greg Olsen, and it couldn't get the job done, fellas.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And I was hurt. So I think maybe from a team perspective, Bills might not make it. Now,
I have a question. Whenever you're done, by the way.
Oh no, I was about to go to the next. Would you rather?
Real quick, take 30 seconds, right? So he just brought up the Bills' schedule. So my initial question was going to be, if they lose these next 2 to Miami and Baltimore, does that change the Bills' confidence and how they come out from week to week now? Are they having questions?
No, you lose. I feel like you lose 2 times, especially if you lose 2 close ones. I feel like that strengthens your confidence, if anything.
You ready for this? Okay. Yep.
And the thing is, both of the games are on the road. They're not in Buffalo. Both of the games is on the road.
So
you got to go to a high climate in Miami, and then you got to turn around on the Sunday night, and they got to deal with the bank too.
What you got for us?
So he brought up their schedule. So, and I asked y'all this for a reason, because both games are on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, so if they lose those 2 games, just hypothetically speaking, of course, they then go and play the Steelers.
That's a dub.
The Chiefs.
In Kansas City.
The Chiefs. They play the Green Bay Packers in 3 consecutive games after that.
But that Packers one might not be that tough, considering. No, not considering.
Considering on what?
Like depending on how the wide receivers are looking and stuff like that. Like that offense.
Bro, you got the best quarterback in the NFL though.
I hear you.
He doesn't wither without. You know what his record and completion percentage is without Devontae Adams?
I ain't just talking about Devontae Adams. I'm trying to make sure, like, is the timing good with the player? There's a little issue with Aaron Rodgers. and he might not be the best teammate. That's the perception. So maybe there's a timing issue. Like one of my homeboys is play wide receiver.
Bro,
he's talking about that aspect. And I take that. I take that.
They're 8-1 without Devontae Adams, without their number one superstar receiver. 8-1. So I mean, you got to talk about the best quarterback in the world, man. 8-2. So 8-2. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. So 8-2.
Out of those 10 games, though, like how many of those teams were playoff teams?
I mean, I'm sure it was some, but I mean, the facts are the facts. You got to talk about the defense and all that other stuff too. Like,
well, now you only throw the ball to one person.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the best quarterback in the world. Their defense is still a top tier defense, aside from what we've seen in week 1, obviously. But that was just an atrocity by the entire team. But they also did that versus New Orleans last year. I believe Green Bay is more so the team we've seen in week 2 as opposed to week 1, because we saw them do this versus the Saints last year, and look where they ended up.
Yeah, I remember last year he said wait and just be patient, stuff like that. But okay.
I got 2 concerns about Buffalo though, Trey. Prohibited favorites to at least win the AFC, respectively.
They just
my 2 concerns start with Devin Singletary's not it.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook is not it. Zach Moss is not it. The running game outside of Josh Allen is concerning. Peaking too early is very concerning as well, because history shows the team that gets hot towards the end of the year is the team that usually gets to the bowl at that point.
Baltimore, New York.
Baltimore, that Joe Flacco run, historic.
New York Giants every time.
New York Giants were a wild card team. They were 9-7.
Tampa did it.
Tampa looked crazy the year they won the Super Bowl, the first half of the season. Everybody wrote them off. Look at Kansas City's defense. The year they beat the 49ers, their defense took off. The running game took off. Look at Cincinnati last year. Joe Burrow getting sacked 6 times a game. You're not supposed to win majority of them games, but they were winning majority of them games. But that offense got hot at the right time. The defense did what it was supposed to do at the right time. My concern with Buffalo is peaking too early, because that is a thing. The team that gets hot towards the mid to bottom of the year is usually the teams that get to that point. Aaron Rodgers won his first ring as a wild card. Ends up getting the first round bye. The last 2 seasons, look what happens.
Giants,
The only team that eclipsed that first round bye and getting to the Super Bowl and making it look normal is New England. They're historically good at that because they're so well coached with a goddamn Warden as their coach. But, so that's where I'm at with things. I got Buffalo. Let's not get it wrong, but let's there's cause to pause in a few different areas there.
Okay. So they can win the Super Bowl. They're just gonna be losing to the Ravens. That's what I'm hearing though. All right, that's straight. Now, who y'all got? I'm gonna go